Is it working? I think it's working. I think we're live. Perchance. It's enabled auto start. Oh, okay, fancy YouTube. Well, hello everybody. Uh, if it is working, hopefully everyone's having a great day, great Sunday. Ready for some more Tier 1 action here in Moose Racing League. Oh, who was the first one to go out? Estenba was the first one to go out. I'm your host with the most. I'm a fanatic, also known as Kayla. Back again with round 3 this week here at Silverstone. And actually pull up my my documents real quick, as I like to do at the beginning of each qualifying session. But currently, we are spectating our championship leader, Mr. Estenba, and Cookie, currently holding that second place position, followed by Cloud, Eruption, Zyros as our top 5. And then we got Frozen, Minico, MK7 Hitch, Supply Raptor, and Kiwi rounding out the top 10. Let me pull this up too for the team standings. So yeah, Red Bull at the top as you would expect, with a 18-point margin over the Kick Sauber team, followed by Williams, McLaren and Ferrari. All 3 of those guys, or all 4 of those guys, are all neck and neck, followed by Racing Bulls, Haas, Aston Martin, and Mercedes. Bottom currently. Just like in Tier 2, don't have a full grid today, but only missing a couple people, which isn't too bad. We've got Gwenfro filling in for Rhythms in that Kick Sauber team. And I think everyone else is a full-timer. Yes, Man in the Box is back this week in that McLaren seat. As we spectate Mr. Estenba and see what he can do. Looking for hopefully another pole to win. We shall see. It was a very entertaining race last time around at Spa, where we had like the top 6 just neck and neck pretty much the whole race. So we'll see if it's going to be kind of a rinse and repeat, or if maybe there might be some rain that plays a part, just like in Tier 2. Who knows? See if you can spice things up a little bit. But yeah, as we talked about last week, it's a bit of a gap, so that the top 6 normally was like what? Cookie, Supply Raptor, Estenba, Eruption. Who else was it? Frozen. That's 6? I wasn't counting. Those guys normally were pretty neck and neck. Zyros is up there as well. And then there's like a bit of a gap, and then it just seems to be like everybody else, so. But hey, you never know. Someone might make a mistake, maybe have a bad qualifying, get caught in traffic. Who knows? We got Estima coming around the final corner, and we'll see what his banker's gonna be. It's currently at 24.9. Cookie's gonna fall right behind him. Second off, just for his quick little bankers, as everybody out. I lied. Almost everybody out. We were Firefang and Gwenfro currently occupying the pit lane. Golden Drift, I think there's a couple people that might cross the line before him. I think Man in the Box, or is that Cloud? I'm not sure. Well, there's a McLaren that just went by. He's got a nice little toe behind that Red Bull. It's gonna put him into P4 at this current moment in time. Where's Cloud? Keep scrolling down. Who's gonna be next across the line? It's gonna be Avira and then Andy. Avira holding down that the poor Racing Bull seat. I don't even remember who his teammate is. Oh, it's Minico. That's right, Minico's just not here today. The TP, Supply Raptor, has joined the session. See what he can do. Mateo actually put in a nice banker to put him up there in P3 at the moment. The other Aston Martin of Andy's gonna cross the line, put him into P4, so not bad. Not too shabby. Don't know if that's Cloud. That is Man in the Box. That is gonna be next across the line. Put him into P6. There's a Ferrari of... Ooh. Eruption invalidated. Gonna have to go again. Plenty of time left in the session. 12 minutes. Cloud's gonna put himself into P2. Pretty good. And someone... There we go. I think messed up because Supply Raptor joined the session. Hitch put himself into P5. Not too bad. Eruption's gonna have to go in the pits and refuel. Let's see. A Hatred Sin for the Mercedes team, who aren't looking too great so far. But we've still got plenty of races left to go and see if they can pick it back up and see if they can climb back from the bottom of the team standings at the moment. A respectful E8 for Sin. So yeah, Eruption's gonna have to go back in the pits. Packets and Zyros. The Alpine duo. Nice little P3 for Packets. Zyros, where's that gonna put him? P5. Not too shabby. Firefang in the Mercedes. Looks like also on a push lap. Go on board, why not? Gonna get a nice tow from his teammate and pull right out the way. And I wonder if it's gonna rain. It's looking a little cloudy. Rain always makes it more interesting because there's, you know, there's some people that like actually driving on the rain in this game or the F1 games, and then there's others that absolutely detest it. So me personally, it depends on the track, but I actually don't mind driving in the rain. More often than not, it actually gives me a chance of somewhat decent result. So but yeah, for anyone that didn't see Tier 2, MB Jacobson was the winner, followed by Zeech and Byrne, I think, was the podium. I was too giddy over getting P9, so I didn't see it too much, but let's see, where's Firefang gonna place his Mercedes? Up into P5. Nice tidy little lap. The Supply Raptor is gonna get an out lap. Oh, Gwenfer, actually. I lied. With the bright green highlighter around the final corner, where's Gwenfo gonna place his car? P12. Not bad. And Supply Raptor joined a little bit late, so might have potentially messed up any particular qualifying run if you wanted to do, you know, maybe use all 3 sets of tires. But yeah, the strategy on this track is very interesting because the game wants you to start on softs. But as we all know, the softs are pretty crappy race tire as they die just way too fast. But we'll see if anyone's brave enough to put the softs on. Start of this race. As Supply Raptor is now starting his lap. The yellow flags, people are just getting out of the way. No biggie. Let's see. Let's see where the Haas man puts this this beautiful livery. While he does that, let me my dog a treat so she'll leave me alone. Standing right by my desk. Sniffing me. There you go. There you go. Now you can leave me alone. Thank you very much. But I wonder what the general consensus is on this track, whether people actually like it or not. Me personally, I love Silverstone. I think it's a great track. Watching races, driving it myself on the game, whatever. I personally love it. Never gonna beat Interlagos for me, but definitely up there. Fire after puts himself into P2. Nice little lap. But Estenba's banker is just absolutely blitzed everybody else. But he's also on another push lap, so we'll see if he can improve. Got a couple cars in the way that are gonna have to move for him. They're not on push laps themselves. We've got someone weaving, one of the Astons. I think that was Mateo. Thankfully got out of the way. Didn't hinder him too much. He takes so much speed into these corners, it's impressive. Ooh, he's getting a little loosey-goosey. And unfortunately does not improve on his time. See, Eruption. Eruption yet to set a lap, invalidated on his first run. He kicked up a bit of gravel, I think. No, it was very close. We go flat round here. Yeah, just depending on the setup as well. Taking cops flat can be a bit difficult, as Cookie is actually retired from the session. Did he crash? It doesn't look like he's in the pit lane. He might have crashed out of the final corner coming across the line. And Cookie Boss has retired from the session with 6 minutes to go. So he better have his fingers crossed that no one else behind him improves, but we'll see with Eruption what he can put down as his banker lap. As he puts himself fastest. So nice little lap from the Ferrari. Let's see if Estenbach has any sort of rebuttal. Let's see, Zyros is coming across the line shortly. I keep doing this. I keep getting sick. So P6. Let's see, MRK. MRK is not on a lap, but in a nice P7 spot for him at the moment. That's looking good. Let's see, Hitch. Not Hitch. The other Williams. That's Frozen. Frozen also joined late, and that puts him into P3. Caught that at the very end there. That's Gwenfro's about to start a lap. We're moving out of people's way. Another blue car coming around. That's an Alpine. Is that Packets? It is Packets. Trying for his next lap. It's Firefang. Firefang will be the next one to cross the line. Actually, I lied. He's going into the pit lane. Same as Eruption, who's out of fuel. I think the same as MRK. A nice little line. Back to back to back. And then Avira will be next. Also out of fuel. Just gonna recharge, go again. Not too much time left, but definitely enough time for one more lap. If people haven't done so already. Oh, Mateo. Yep, going to the pits as well. Gwenfro's invalidated. And the box is setting up his lap. I guess he'll be... Is he the only one out? There's one more. There's Packets. Packets is the one that starting a lap. So let's see Packets. Who is pushing? And then we can go back to the McLaren of man in the box. Gwenfro has retired from the session in the pit lane. That I'll do a one and done. Call it a day. And you never know. Maybe starting from the back might be helpful. You never know what's going to happen in these first couple quarters. Maybe avoid some potential carnage. As Packets is going to come across the line. Will he improve from P9? He does. Push him up into P7. So I think that'll be it for him. Doesn't have enough time to get back in and go out again. So Packets is done for qualifying. With just under 3 minutes left to go in this session. This is the same for man in the box, so he's going to have to give it full beans. Won't have anyone in front of him, so he doesn't have to worry about cars potentially impeding him or anything like that. So he's just going to have to go for it. And try not to invalidate. Currently occupying 17th. We'll see if he can move up the order a little bit. Well, at least everyone didn't have to worry about rain, such as Man the Block is actually down on his time. So he's gonna have to have a crazy final sector here. If he wants any chance of improving. If anything, even if he does improve on his time, I don't think he'll get past Gwenfro, but maybe I'll eat my words. And he does not improve, so fortunately, and the box is in 17th, unless Avira can improve. Let's see, who's the first one out? There's Estenba. Be the first one to set a lap on this final run. His packets has retired from the session. See what the Red Bull man can do. Will he make his teammate and team principal proud? We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, just let this play out. Just watch and observe one of the fastest guys in this lobby. See how he takes his lines, his braking, all that. Because I'm pretty sure he's on no assists. I think he still uses the line. I think that's the only, quote-unquote assist that he still uses. But definitely a very talented driver. We'll see if he can beat Eruption, as time has run out. So once everyone crosses the line, that will be it. Let's see someone coming around the final corner. Will he improve and take pole position away? He does not improve. Just slightly off from Eruption. Supply Raptor stuck in third as well. Just kind of keep going down. Who is this? Oh, this Cloud. The MRK, will he be able to improve with Cookie, Packets, and Zyros all retiring from the session? Can he gain anything else? And he does. He overtakes Zyros for P8. Got the and then Eruption improves on his time, as Frozen has binned it, and he will not improve. Cloud will improve. I think that was Firefang that improved. Oh, Man in the Box did have time for one more. So he maybe eat my words. I think he's out of fuel, so I don't think it matters. I don't know if he's actually improving or not. He's not. What about Avira? Can Avira get out the gutter? P18, unfortunately not. P7 Hitch, cross the line. Did he improve? Where was he before? The P12? I think it was P12. So put him to P10. Not too shabby. An Eruption. Storming back. Taking that P1 spot. This will be all-out scrap for the win in this race. Like I was saying before, this top six, very close pace-wise. They're very neck and neck, and it's always a strategy thing that comes into play, as one would expect. But let me scroll down here, as we can see here, all the way to the bottom, as Avira rounds out this Tier 1 lobby. Now we'll take a short break while everyone does their strategy, fuel, etc. Oh, and there's rain. There is rain. I knew it was looking a little cloudy. But the rain is here. Now, I wonder what the forecast is saying. Is it going to be raining the whole way through? Will it dry up? I don't know. But now, who can thug it out on inter tires? Because anyone that puts full wets on, would be a bit silly. It's definitely not raining that hard. Just a slight drizzle. Here we go. No DRS. This is just going to be full driver skill and who can adapt to the conditions. Because you never know. There might be some drivers that are better in the rain, and there's others that struggle. And who knows? Their mistakes might creep in. Tire sliding, overheating, potentially. All that good stuff. So have to wait for the last couple people to or actually whoever I don't know who the host is of this lobby, the tier coordinator, but whenever they give the green light, that's when we'll get started. I think it's MRK, I'm not sure. Oops, I almost closed my OBS. That would have been something. That would have stopped the stream. We not do that again. Keep it minimized so there's no no chance of that happening. And also, if my computer freezes at any point, I apologize. I was having some issues yesterday too with it freezing, but hopefully it's okay. There we go. I was gonna say, these guys taking their time for sure. But here we go. We got the 5 lights on. And they're off. As Eruption has, like, stalled or something. Oh, and it's caused a big accident in the back. There's so many broken wings. What the hell happened? We've already got yellow flags out via sea. And what on earth happened to Eruption? Oh my goodness. Yeah, well, that's a lot of broken wings in the back, that's for sure. And Eruption from pole all the way down to P7. Stalled on the start. Not what he wanted, that's for sure. Maybe a clutch issue, who knows? And the Estenba, Supply Raptor, Cloud, Cookie, MRK, and MK7 Hitch will really take those that free spot. As at least there's no safety car. I don't know. With that, you would think there'd be a safety car with the amount of people that just smashed into each other. That's a lot of debris on the track. But we just have a full course yellow. Gonna slow it right down. And we'll see if anyone gets a drive-through. That'll be interesting. Very easy to not pay attention to the delta, and sometimes, you know, you're going at, a moderate speed. And all of a sudden it just plummets into the red and you don't have enough time to catch back up. But I don't think anyone's had that problem, especially at the front. As we get started again, green flags are waving. And Esteban's taking off like a rocket. And away we go again. So I don't think anyone else has hit each other, which is good. Just kind of keep moving back up. Keep an eye on this, keeping an eye on this front four, for sure. As Zyros gets a 10-second for speeding in the pit lane, not what he wanted. As we've got Frozen off that final corner, Zyros has decided to call it a day. Maybe had more damage than he wanted, as Eruption loses another spot, or he's actually going side by side with Firefang. He's able to hold it. Vera also retiring from the session. He's hard from the back. Just thought, you know what? Maybe got floor damage. I don't know. Maybe there's rear wing damage from the way people were hitting each other from behind. Unfortunately, as it looks like Frozen has spun out. He's in the grass. Looks like he's gonna run right into that barricade. Boom. And as he gets going again, interesting decision making there. As Cookie is really close to the back of Cloud. Side by side with him, actually. And let's see. Probably have to back out here, yeah. Probably the smart decision. Estenba starting to pull a little bit of a gap on Supply Raptor. Could be just a different setup. Maybe he's got a bit more downforce. And Supply Raptor just has to try and make up that time on the straights. But so far being held at an arm's length distance. Don't have to worry about DRS. There's rain. So DRS is not activated at this current moment in time as Estenba sets the fastest lap. And he is storming ahead. Let's move further back as we got MRK. The next car, oh, we got another spun out car. Is it Frozen again? It was Frozen again. He is missing. Oh. Oh my god. He's upside down. He's upside down on the track. Golden Drift is gonna come up to his car as it disappears. I'm surprised that wasn't a safety car. I'm not sure what the thought process there was. Definitely intentionally hit the wall, that's for sure. As Hitch is very close to the back of MRK, will he be able to make a move? Probably not. Best idea, going into cops. Probably have to lift a little bit as MRK goes a little bit wide. Maybe potentially picking up a warning there. Able to hold on for another day as we got more potential moves behind Gwenfro, actually. Going down the inside of packets. Through Maggots and Beckett's. And he makes the move. Very nicely done by Gwenfro. We'll see if Packets has the speed to overtake him on the straight. He does not. Going to Stowe. Gwenfro able to nicely keep that position for P11. Packets currently the last of the point scorers at the moment. Frozen has left the session. Whether he gets any reprimands for intentionally driving into the wall, I don't know. But, yeah, like I said, I'm surprised that wasn't a safety car. His car literally flipped upside down back onto the track like George Russell at Australia. That's it. Maybe other people are thinking, well, maybe it's a good thing there's no safety car, and there's others that might disagree, as Eruption finally kind of getting back into his rhythm again, overtaking MRK with a nice move. But yeah, that issue at the start has really cost him big time, as he's got a lot of ground to cover to try and catch back up to the front four here. Yeah, that's true. I'm just surprised, yeah, I'm surprised with the physics of the game that actually happened, but it is pretty funny. As Cloud has doing his best to stick with these guys up front. Again, Esteban not really pulling too big of a gap on Supply Raptor. Just kind of hanging in there. So I'm not sure what the strategy is if it does decide to, well, if the EA gods have decided that it's going to rain for the entire race. When would they pit onto another set of inters if that's the case? Yeah, it's probably a bit of a standstill. That needs to be a TikTok. Yeah, we needed to get Estenba on it. I caught it. I can't believe I caught the full thing like that. I was like, oh, he spun out. He's got no front wing. He's gonna go into the pit lane. It was, ooh, big slide from Firefang. And he just smashed it into the barricade. We'll see if Firefang can make a move on the Red Bull MRK. We'll switch camera angles real quick. Be able to on this straight. Now, I wonder what the setup, like the wings, are looking like. I know at least for the dry setup, from what I had seen in Tier 2, I think Zeech said he was running like 9.5 or something like that wings, which is insane. Yeah, because I was gonna say, I mean, even though it didn't cause a safety car, he'd still, like, he easily could have gone into the pit lane. He decided to drive off into the grass, and he smashed into the freaking wall. So, I don't know. I don't know. Whatever, yeah, like I said, it's up to the steward's discretion. As, oh, Eruption is making a nice move. Will he be able to make it stick? He will. And now he's got 5 seconds to try and catch up to the leading 4 train, as MRK is doing his hardest to defend against this Mercedes. Not making it easy for him, as Hitch is the first one to pick up a time penalty. Now we got both Mercedes going side by side, Andy close behind. Esteban, whether he made a mistake or not, I don't know, but Supply Raptor is able to close back up to him. Yeah, it's like a close battle. Close battle with the front, and then there's a close battle here in the midfield. You know, Hackett's the last one in the points at the moment. Still has Gold Drift behind, so any mistake from any of these guys up here, he'll get into the points. Let's see from Andy's point of view, because he's got both Mercedes. The teammates probably, or really don't really want to fight each other, but trying to overtake MRK is a different beast. We're in 10.5. Yeah, see, I think I did 13.5. I think that's what I was given. But yeah. Low downforce, or sorry, low wings just in general aren't really my thing, but hey, I gotta do with what I got. Go back and take another look at the front 4 here. As Cookie with a big slide. Will he be able to overtake Cloud in the braking zone? He's going to go for a switchback. Oh, a little bit of bumps. Little barges. Cloud's going to be able to go through, but Cookie's going to try and fight it back, go down the inside. Doesn't want to hit that curb. Oh, man. Push him a little wide there. I don't think he'll get any track limit warnings for that. If he does, then he's probably pissed about that, but it's a different story. But really aggressive move from Cookie there. And I can't remember if Cookie's still on controller, because I think these other guys are on wheel. Same with Supply Raptor. He might be on controller too, but I'm not too sure. Someone had to fact check me on that. But MRK doing his Alonso-esque train. 4 seconds off the back of Hitch. And with all this battling up here, is giving a chance for Eruption to kind of creep back into play here. Dragging Hitch along with him. Let's see. Firefang finally be able to pass MRK. At the moment, it's not looking likely. He's definitely gonna have to try and prioritize his exits if he can overtake him on the straight, but at the moment, the Red Bull TP putting up a good defense. And yeah, Eruption slowly but surely just kind of into that gap a little bit. Yeah, Cookie is flying on this back straight here. Maybe a few more meters. Maybe he would have thought about going for a dive bomb on Supply Raptor. Thought against it. He has a big... Supply Raptor himself has a big slide. Really tricky with the interconditions. He's pulled over. Sick of all that hot air coming from the 2 cars in front of him. We must cool the engine. Wonder if he's gonna try and go for another move here. Again, I mean, as we all know, there's no DRS because there's rain afoot, but let's see if he can get a good run down this straight here. I don't think he'll be close enough. He's gonna have to sit behind Supply Raptor once again. I know Cookie probably felt a little hard done by in the last race. With a nice little correction there. So we'll see if he can have a nice little comeback. At the same time, Cloud's not going to want to give that up too easily. I think he's a two-time... I always forget. I can't remember if Cloud won it back-to-back twice or if he did 3 times back-to-back-to-back. But at the current moment in time, estenba, the race leader, and also our championship leader, so see if Cloud has any sort of rebuttal for that. A Cookie really close to the back of Supply Raptor once again. Just flying down this straight, but Supply Raptor has good straight line speed as well, probably running a similar setup. And I don't think there's any chance for a Cookie to do a dive bomb. At least not yet. That's a good question. I'm assuming that, like, what is it? They're overtaking mode. I think it doesn't matter if there's a... whatchamacallit? Because it's only, like, on specific straights and whatnot. So I don't know if they'll actually say, like, hey, there's rain. You can't use your overtake mode. Or something like that. So I don't know. That's a good question. You get less power if you use it on a straight in the rain. Yeah, I'm gonna assume, if I had to guess, I'll say that they can still use it, but I think it would be tricky. It'd be tricky to try, like, to kind of, like, regulate that? I don't know. They just say, yeah, just don't use it at all. Like, well, what if your finger accidentally presses the button or something? I don't know. I'm no F1 driver. So I'm trying to think of, like, I don't know, I'm not too familiar with, like, Formula E. Do they race in the rain in Formula E? I think I've only watched, what, like 2 Formula E races in my lifetime, so... And one of them was, like, recently. Speaking of Eruption as before, he's now caught back up. We can hitch along with him, as we've got some movement at the back. Sin and Andy going side by side. And if he's not careful, he might lose another position to Gwenfro, as they all dive into the pits, actually. He does lose that position to Gwenfro. Let's see if anyone else decides to pick up a time penalty. He's, ooh, big slide, locking up, trying to avoid getting that 10-second, and he manages to do so by the skin of his teeth. But let's go put the tires on. I mean, everyone's on, ooh, they're putting on the hards. Interesting. Alright. I guess the rain is stopping? Or gonna be stopping soon? Now we got 3 guys on the hard tires. Man in the box also pit as Firefang, or no, sorry, Sin with the little bit of wheel spin coming out of the pits. That's gonna set him back, as now man in the box, he put on the first set of inters. And we'll see who's got the right call here. Yeah, at least on my screen it's still going, so I'm not sure. Not sure at all. Yeah, I'm gonna see man in the box. Let's see what he can do against these guys. Qualifying wise, struggled quite a bit, but he's been known to have very solid race pace. Yeah, looks like the rain is easing up a little bit, as actually we've got movement at the front. Cookie pulling the pin and going into the pit lane. Estenba staying out, as everyone behind him have opted to take a pit stop, except for Eruption. Let's see, MRK. MRK decided to stay out. Andy also staying out. But this next group of cars should be clear of Mateo and Gwenfro, as Mateo also jumping into the pit lane. But yeah, I guess that's the right call, putting on the hards. Man of the box not really making too much of an impression here with a fresh set of Inter tires. Got Sin just like closely behind him, so I can't. It's hard to tell here with how much time he's losing, but definitely not gaining anything. So I'm assuming he's gonna have to go back into the pit lane within the next couple of laps to change his tires, unless the heavens open up and more rain comes, which will then screw everyone else behind. But Cloud also put on another set of Inters as well. So yeah, from what it looks like, at least on my screen, is that there's a dry line in certain places, or it's, you know, starting to dry out, and then other places it's still damp. So I don't know. Yeah, Cookie and Cloud both opted for a fresh set of Inters. I guess we'll see what Supply Raptor, if he can eat into that gap a little bit. Not really, but yeah, man, the box falling off the back of Packets as Andy is going into the pits. See what he decides to put on in the Aston Martin garage. I can't believe they say it like that. The Brits are so funny to me. Why do they say garage instead of garage? Anyway, Andy putting on Inters as well. Let's see, where's he gonna filter out? I think he's gonna come all the way behind Sin. Unless he can really put the pedal to the metal there. Actually, no, he might be able to beat Packets. It's gonna be close. Just switch it. There we go. Late break from Packets. And he's gonna try and hold it. Inside, outside. You know, side by side. Enough room has been given. Who's got better traction? Andy does. Ooh, it goes off the track a little bit. But man in the box will take that mistake from Packets and zoom right on by. Good move from Andy. Able to hold that coming out of the pit lane. Put him in a solid P10 position. But yeah, at the current moment in time, Packets is the last point scorer. Mateo and Golden Drift, unfortunately, very far adrift. If I do say so myself. Well, let's see with Packets. Is he going to be able to hang on to that? I don't know, but Eruption is also now going into the pit lane. And we'll see what he decides to do. Is Estenba is going to continue on. MRK as well. It'll be a Red Bull 1-2 at the moment. Eruption putting on a fresh set of Inters. So a mixture of tires here. A mixture of not even just strategy, but just the gamble. It's a big gamble. Will it work out for these guys on the hards? Or, you know, will it work out for these guys that just put on a fresh set of Inters? I don't know. It's tricky. But now, we can really see the pace of Eruption if putting on a set of Inters was actually the right call. Because he should be able to catch Hitch, but if he can catch up to Supply Raptor, then that's what will really give us the insight here of what's the better tire, at least at the moment. I mean, the rain is still, you know, still drizzling. It's lightened up a little bit, but again, the track is still wet, or still damp anyway. He's got Firefang behind him, also on a set of hards. But we shall see, we shall see. Is Estenba is going to continue? Is he going to continue on? No, he's going into the pits. And we'll see if MRK decides to copy his teammate. They've got a nice 8-second gap between each other, but yes, they both go into the pit lane. We'll see with Eruption. Where will the two Red Bulls filter out after their pit stop? As I see white striped tires for both. Both Red Bulls opting for the hard tires. Interesting. There goes Eruption. Yeah, he's kind of just stuck. He can't really go anywhere. I don't know. Maybe the hards was the right call. Where's MRK? He's coming out of the pits now. Okay, there we go. I was like, where did he go? The estenba coming out into clean air. Doesn't have to worry about any sort of pressure from behind. He can feel free to push as needed. But Andy on 2-lap-old inters against Gwenfro's 4-lap-old hards. It's tricky. I don't know. It's hard to tell what is the better tire here. Maybe the inters a little bit, and you know they're hoping that it dries out because yeah, the track doesn't look too wet. I don't see too much standing water really, especially on the racing line. But yeah, it's lightening up, that's for sure. So I guess if you are on the inters, you better do what you can because I think it'll be time for slicks soon. Yeah, Eruption started to get close to Hitch, and now he's pulled away again a little bit. And DRS is enabled as Eruption is like, oh shit, I gotta go back into the pit lane. He literally just pit. At least he doesn't pick up a penalty. Let's see, what about estenba? Where is he? Coming across the final corner. They definitely can't push 100% as much as they want to, but now we have DRS enabled. Andy, Man in the Box, Cloud, and Cookie. The remaining 4 with inter tires. Everyone else has a set of hards on till the end of the race. We got, what, 12 laps left to go? Yeah, that rain is definitely lightening up, that's for sure. Let's see, who's close? So DRS, will anyone make a move? Sin is gonna go for it, I think. At least he's gonna peek his nose in there. Will he get good enough traction? Trying to overtake around the outside, he does not. I have to stay behind this Alpine. Once again, a little correction there. You gotta get a good enough run to try and go side by side in the cops. That would be suicide, but I'm gonna sit behind as he goes over the white line. Maybe potential track limit penalty coming his way. He does that too many times. As Man in the Box is starting to fade. But it's time for those inters to come off for sure. Packets all over the back of that McLaren. He's not going to go for the move. Probably hoping that he just goes right into the pit lane. Doesn't want to cut in front of him. As that is the case, Man in the Box goes into the pits. Andy as well. So everyone that was on the that was on the inters, besides Cloud, opted to take a new set of tires. As estenba with a nice move. I almost missed that. I kind of missed it. Saw it at the last second. Nice move around the outside of Firefang. And he might be able to get DRS here. He does. So well timed. He's free to push. Cookie now stuck behind his rival's teammate. Look at a nice helping of DRS. He's opted for the medium tire, same as Man in the Box. And he's gonna fly right on by, no problem. MRK's like, I'm doing my own thing. You do you. Let's go back up here. Who else is close to each other? We've got Sin and Packets. As the rain is basically stopped. I see the little sprinkles here and there. The track is still a little damp. Probably can't push flat out in certain corners or in certain areas. But yeah, time for Cloud to take off those tires, as he's got Supply Raptor right behind him, and he's opted to stay out again. What is Cloud cooking, ladies and gentlemen? As Eruption picks up a 3-second time penalty. It's about sending the next fastest lap. You should join. This is Tier 1. See, these are the really fast guys. Regardless, like I was saying before, you know, the usual suspects of Cloud, Supply Raptor, estenba, Frozen, Eruption, Cookie. You know, there's those guys that are like at least pace-wise, if you want to put it on paper, they're the ones that are like the fastest, right? But everyone else, they're all just as quick. Especially, it's very close between each other too. So we've got good battles going on, so it's not just, oh, these guys are running away with it, but what about everybody else? They're probably so spread out. They're all pretty close to each other. It's just that gap with the top 6. But then you got races like this, where you never know what's going to happen. Let's see, as Estenba gets passed by Hitch. I'm just keeping an eye on Supply Raptor, as the rain has now stopped on my end. The Cloud is still holding out. I wonder if he's going to try and go for... He's probably going to have to put on mediums. I don't think softs would be the best option. I mean, unless he's good at tire management, but, you know, from my experience and of watching, you know, some of the fast guys do these races, the softs aren't the best race tire. So the Cloud has decided to pit. Supply Raptor will inherit the lead of this race, with Estenba putting in fastest lap after fastest lap. And we'll see if he can close that gap to Supply Raptor and retake the lead of this race. And let's see where Cloud comes out, as Cookie now sits the next fastest lap. MRK moving up into P10 very nicely. But let me go back. Where's Cloud? Oh, he's coming out the pits. Okay. It's just the camera angle is atrocious. There we go. The Cloud is going to get put out into P11. So I think his chances of winning this race are very, very slim. But we'll see if he can make any improvements on his position, because at the moment he'd be getting 2 points right now, with Matteo getting the last point. And as we've seen, everyone that put on the that stayed out on those inters, those 4 are down towards the bottom of the grid at the moment, unfortunately. But it is what it is. They made a gamble. Wasn't the right call. And now they just gotta continue on. But let's see. Cookie Boss is gonna pass his teammate Gwenfro, who's filling in for Rhythms. And on pass, no problem. But Cookie now up into P5. And Estenba has indeed closed that gap to Supply Raptor. And if everything stays line astern here, he should be getting DRS. MRK also making a move. Ooh, trying to make a move. There we go. Maybe a little bit of a tussle there with Sin in the Mercedes. And MRK making nice progress as well, but they do have Eruption close behind, and he is no slouch. The Cloud is also going to catch the back of this group of 3 quite quickly, especially if they keep battling. Eruption going to look to go around the outside, maybe opt for a switchback. Going to get close. Sin's going to block off that attempt, but it won't matter. Eruption with great traction. He's going to fly right on by. Unfortunately, Sin does not have a rebuttal. We'll have to do his best to catch back up, but now MRK is going to have a huge job ahead and try and keep this bright scarlet Ferrari behind him, which is definitely a tough ask. But let's go back up to Estenba, who's behind Supply Raptor. These two are going to be scrapping till the end. Estenba with a nice little tire offset. But we'll see if the Haas can hold on to his tires and keep him at bay. Unfortunately, I've said Marcel. That is his name. Eruption not being held at bay and passes MRK. Cloud also passing Sin on that back straight. But all eyes on the front 2 for the lead of this race. Don't want to miss that. We'll see if Estenba can get the traction, a little bit of wheel spin. He'd be able to make a move here. He's going to get really close. Is he going to opt to pass him now? Is he going to wait for the back straight? Look for a switchback. Ooh, that's a sweet little move if he can make it stick. Oh, they're going to go side by side. It's going to be close. going down to cops. This camera angle is absolutely honking. Supply Raptor gonna try and hold it around the outside. He's gonna go over the white line. What is his camera angle? And Esteban is through, but now Supply Raptor has a chance to fight back, because he will get a helping of DRS. As he's struggling a little bit to get the car turned a little bit understeer. But will he have the speed to catch back up and make a pass? I don't think so. Esteban in the clear at this current moment in time. And now he's gotta put belt to ass and put his foot down and see if he can break that 1 second gap. Because they have a nice little buffer behind Hitch. About 2.5 seconds off. So they don't have to worry too much. Esteban setting the next fastest lap, taking that away from Cookie. And my gosh. What can Supply Raptor do? As I lied, Cookie taking that fast lap away again. But Eruption is leading the little train of Cloud and MRK towards Packets on his 11-lap-old tires, so he might be in a bit of trouble here. As I see in the very back, the two Aston Martin teammates running together. Let's see if Supply Raptor can even come close to trying to take that lead back from his good friend Esteban's. Eruption makes a pass on the first DRS straight on Packets. Cloud's going to be very close behind. Let's just go back to it real quick. Looking to go around the outside. He's got great traction, and he's going to get that move done, no problem, done and dusted. As they've kind of dropped MRK a little bit, but he's got a nice buffer behind. But now he's going to have to do as much as he can and see if he can catch back up the Packets. Packets is going to want to try and hang on to these guys' coattails, because his tires are much older than them. See if he can keep in DRS, get a nice helping on these straights. But Eruption is not taking any prisoners, and he's just flying on by Cloud. Now looking to make the pass on Gwenfro as well. But what he doesn't want is Gwenfro to hold him up too much. They can stick with Eruption. Yeah, Cloud on 4-lap-old mediums now, and he's gonna zoom right on by Gwenfro. Thank you very much. Will he be able to stay in that 1 second gap? I don't think so. I think he's gonna be just out of DRS range. And at least Gwenfro has nice helping to keep away from Packets, as Man in the Box is opting to go into the pits, getting rid of his medium tires. I'm guessing maybe attempting to go for the fast lap? I don't know. But Supply Raptor has fallen off the back of Estenba. As we've been watching this little battle here for P6. And yes, Man in the Box did opt for the soft tires. So let's see Cloud. Can Cloud close that gap? Can he overtake Eruption? Will his tires last to the end? He's been pushing, trying to catch back up, but at the same time, has been very solid effort coming out of the pits after making his second stop on another set of inters. He decided to try and continue on as much as he could. Then put on a set of mediums, came out in P11, is now fighting for P6, so decent job. Fortunately, it didn't work out for these guys to come out towards the front of the field with Supply Raptor and Estenba. He's even Cookie now, 3 seconds off the back of Firefang and Hitch. And who would have thought? Hitch on the podium. See, anything can happen when it rains. You got a mixture of strategies, and his gamble worked out. And here he is. But actually, no, I lied. He's got a penalty. I can't remember if it's 10 seconds or just a 3. Whoops, I went the wrong way. It's just a 3. So he's gonna have to do his hardest to see if he can drop Firefang, who's been sticking closely. The gap has been around the same each lap. Let's see Gwenfro, as he's got Packets right behind him. They are on the same set of tires. MRK right behind them as well. as he's gonna have to be a bit careful. Doesn't want to pick up any track limits here. On the exit, let's see, does Cloud get close enough to Eruption? I don't think so. Definitely not. Unless he goes for a crazy move here. Packets, not close enough to Gwenfro. MRK, not close enough to Packets. Same old story. We're gonna have to prioritize those exits as we only have 3 laps left to go. As Estenba has pulled 3 seconds on Supply Raptor. And it's looking like another win in the bag for the Red Bull man. But hey, you never know. What if he just gets a mysterious puncture or something like that? But yeah, at the moment, it looks like what I was saying before about the Mercedes team being at the back of the standings, both in the points, and potential podium on the cards here. Firefang can stay close enough, or stay in Hitch's time pen range of 3 seconds. Cloud has made the move on Eruption, and if Eruption can stick with him through this nice twisty section of Maggots and Beckett's, may be able to take that position right back from him. Yeah, Gwenfro also holding on for dear life. Let's see, Eruption, will he have enough overspeed with the helping of DRS? Don't think so. Cloud with good straight line speed, able to keep that position. Let's go back. Let's see MRK. Same thing. Ooh, little bump on the back of Packets. Maybe potential end plate missing from that. It's just a little bump. Nothing too crazy. No broken wings. But it's definitely a warning shot to Packets. Like, hey, you better get a move on. I've got good traction out of these corners. As MRK cuts over that line, so he's got to be careful not to pick up another warning. Again, doesn't want that 3 seconds to hinder him. And Eruption, another one with 3 seconds. So he is fine from the guys behind us. Just as I said, that MRK does pick up a 3 seconds, so not good. He sticks his nose down the inside of Packets, opting to try and go around the outside here. Packets puts up a good defense yet again. But yeah, sorry. Packets make a little weave. Ooh, and a little close there, guys. Last thing you want is to make contact on a straight. Now Gwenfro's probably thinking in his head, please, God, please. Keep fighting. As I didn't even see Cookie. Came out of nowhere. Overtook Firefang for P4. And we're going on to the final lap. And it looks like Cookie will be able to climb back onto the podium. He can keep this pace up. Ooh, Packets has gone wide. I went to see. I think there might have been contact. Guess there was contact between him and MRK yet again. As Gwenfro has now pieced out. That's exactly what he wanted. And this battle for P9. I don't know if MRK has damage. I don't know if Packets has damage. Looks like all's fair. And as we go into the last lap, let me go to Estenba. Unless Cloud has something to say about it with Eruption. And unfortunately for Hitch, Cookie is dragging Firefang along with him. It looks like he'll fall out of the podium range down into P5. But here comes Estenba. The great strategy, great calls, great drive. And here he is crossing the line. Take the win here in Silverstone. And Supply Raptor with a respectable P2 finish. Did a great job as well. Be proud of that drive. Hitch. 3 second time penalty, unfortunately, as he's a big slide coming out of the final quarter. Oh my goodness. And Cloud going to overtake Eruption, who had a 3-second time penalty, as MRK opting to go into the pit lane. What am I? Yeah, he's in the pits. Across the line, though. Oh, I think he tried to do that thing where you try and pass them crossing the line by going into the pits. I'm assuming. Either way, it was a good try. Only 3/10 off. Um, Here comes Golden Drift and Man in the Box, the final two drivers of Tier 1 today, crossing the line. Here comes Golden Drift. Or sorry, Man in the Box, the final finisher, who ran out of fuel, mind you, finally crossing the line. Estenba P1. I hope I had the most wonderful time. I mean, it's boring when I'm by myself, but it is what it is. Like, I always ask Corey, or I ask Eamon, and I'm like, hey, if I jump in Discord and share my screen, do you want to do commentary? And they keep going, no, I'm good. Like, they want to watch NASCAR. Like, Corey's watching NASCAR right now. But anyway, Esteban saying, can you hear me? Top step of the podium yet again to extend his championship lead. I forgot again who was in second. I think it was Cookie. Yeah. But good for Cookie getting back onto the podium there after not the most amazing time in Belgium in the last race, so still keeping his championship hopes alive and put a nice little gap onto Cloud and Eruption, who are neck and neck on points, well, as of the last race. Good job to everybody. It's on another black screen again, but couldn't get the race director. I was too busy yapping. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed. Have a great rest of your Sunday, and we'll see you next week at, ooh, is it Australia? I think it's Australia. God damn it. I hate that track. Anyway, see you all there, and also enjoy the race as well, the actual IRL race. And see you then. Adios.